commitment issues, but I'm trying to fix that for you. If I can't afford that bag that you want, then I will lick that for you. I wanna be there for you. I knew that the day I saw you. Too many times we argued, sorry for all of the names I called you. Should've never called you a bitch, but I did. Now your bitch tryna cut my clothes. Should've deleted that text and you wouldn't have known that fuck those hoes. Don't act like you care how I feel. Don't act like you care how I feel. You don't like how you act so spoiled. You start moving back when I tell you.
It's your boy Mo in the Verdict Room, back with another one. Today we're going over Central Cee. Who is Central Cee? We're gonna find out right now.
The rap game is tough, but it's even harder for artists from the UK to build an audience in America. That's what makes Central Cee come up so insane. He went from hustling in the streets of London to rocking the stage at Urban Plaza in New York and racking up hundreds of millions of streams. And this is the long story of how he got there. Cee came up in the West End of London and was mostly raised by a single mother who had 3 other sons. They moved to a rough area called Shepherd's Bush when he was a kid. But luckily, Cee's dad exposed him to the music that would eventually help make him a star. When Cee would visit his dad, he heard everything from reggae to dancehall music. But American hip-hop is what made the biggest impact on him. Back in the day, Cee actually tried working a normal job at a shoe store, but after 3 weeks, he saw how little cash he was bringing in, so he decided to quit and hopped in the booth instead. A lot of people have claimed that he's an industry plant because of how fast he blew up over the last 2 years. But Cee has actually been in the game since he was 14 years old and has been grinding for a long time.
Nah, I've been hearing about Central Cee forever. It's just lately, like you can't not listen to his music. His music's playing everywhere. It's bumping though. I backtracked, listened to a bunch of the tracks. All fire.
But it took a few years before he really started popping. Before 2020, he sounded like a regular trap rapper using auto-tune. But then the pandemic hit and changed everything. Everyone started using social media a lot more in 2020, and Cee saw the opportunity to reach a whole new audience. He switched up his style completely and dropped the drill track Day in the Life. And that's when everyone in the industry started paying attention. The track ran up big numbers and has over 70 million views on YouTube. Cee kept the momentum up with a few more singles, and by 2021, he was one of the hottest rappers in the country. Another thing that helped his career take off like crazy was when Cee linked up with a London streetwear company called Trapstar. They're one of the hottest brands on the market, and they ended up making the official merch for Cee's debut mixtape, Wild West. The viral buzz and clothing deal gave Cee a huge push, and when the mixtape dropped in March 2021, it debuted at number 2 on the UK albums chart. But Cee isn't just focused on the music. Drake gave him a co-sign for his rapping, and then a month later, Cee made his modeling debut for Drake's Nike and Nocta clothing line. 2021 was huge for Cee, but in 2022, he took everything to the next level. Last year, he dropped the second mixtape in February and hit number 1 on the UK chart. Cee had been grinding for years, and everything was finally starting to pay off. Instead of taking some time to celebrate, Cee stayed on his grind and dropped his biggest single yet just a few months after his second mixtape. The track Doja debuted at number 2 on the UK singles chart, and Cee pushed it even harder by linking up with Cole Bennett for the music video. Doja popped off like crazy all over the world, and Cee followed it up with a surprise EP and another hit in December when he released the track Let Go. 2022 made it clear that Cee was going to be one of the first UK drill artists to make it big in the US. And at the end of the year, he became the first UK rapper to ever rack up 1 billion streams on Spotify within a year. But even though he's becoming an international star, Cee's done some serious issues in the streets back in the West End of London. One of the dudes who helped kick off the drill wave in the UK is a rapper named Digga D. Digga's been popping off since 2017 when his 1011 crew started dropping some of the wildest tracks in UK rap. Digga and Cee came up in the same area and even went to the same school, but their street ties turned them into ops and led to Cee's younger brother getting stabbed. Digga lived in a neighborhood called Ladbroke Grove, which is only 5 minutes from where Cee grew up in Shepherd's Bush. Back in the day, both areas were allegedly ran by a crew called 916, but around 2016, some internal beef caused a split between them. 916 broke up and divided into 3 sets. The dudes from Ladbroke Grove started going by the name 1011. And the 916 members from Shepherd's Bush split into 2 crews.
I didn't even know they had all that.
12 Anti. Digga and other rappers from 1011 blew up and put UK drill on the map. But just like American drill artists, they still had a foot in the streets and ended up getting booked by the police. In November 2017, Digga and some homies got stopped and arrested by the cops for carrying machetes and baseball bats.
That's crazy.
They tried to claim they were just going to school to shoot a music video.
That shit look like the U.S. That look like a hood in the U.S. Like, that shit look like Riverside, Patterson, New Jersey. You feel me?
But the cops
UK look
they
crazy.
were planning to attack 12 World and booked them all in conspiracy to commit violent disorder. Digga was only 17 at the time, so he got off easy with just a 1-year sentence. But the arrest had a major impact on his career. When the court heard how violent Digga's music was and that he was talking about real crimes going down in the city, they decided to pull 4 of his hottest tracks off YouTube. Plus, they banned Digga from writing bars about his ops or any more real street situations going down in the city.
I was not
Digga
messing
and
with
C were already on opposite sides of the beef between Ladbroke Grove and Shepherd's Bush.
It was like, this area too nice.
Beef got personal after Digga was released from
There's
prison.
too much nice shit going on here in the UK
C was
and
hanging
London
out with
and
his younger
joint.
brother and some homies.
Shout out
Digga
to
and another
Paris.
dude allegedly rolled up on them
Trying
and
to go
started
there.
an argument. That's when Digga pulled out a knife and allegedly stabbed C's brother under the shoulder. Then took off running while C and his bro looked for help. Digga and his homie were both arrested for the stabbing. They ended up beating the charge due to lack of evidence. Even though Digga was ordered not to rap about any street activities, he allegedly admitted to stabbing C's brother on a couple of tracks that leaked last year. In one of the songs, he says, "Who the f*** is Central Cee? The only wild and west is me. We chefed his brother, went to jail, but still took the not guilty plea." Chefed and changed are London slang for stabbing. And 2 days later, another track leaked where Digga raps, "Don't compare me to Central Cee. He just stood there and watched when we chained his brother. I went to jail for that little f***. I still came home to the nicest supper." C allegedly responded on the track Cold Shoulder and said, "Last time I let that slide, but this time I ain't gonna let that run. They made a diss track, that shit was too whack to get a response. It's sad, cat, I love my hood where I'm from, but that place ain't where I belong." It's not clear if the bar was aimed at Digga, but he sent a clear shot on the track end of the beginning when he said, "See the way I chop it? But I thought I had a black belt. I don't even need practice. I'm a natural. I want to hit Tennessee and don't mean Nashville." C was rapping about a model named Tennessee Thresher, who Digga used to be in a relationship with. Digga didn't clap back with another diss, but he did clown C for coming at him through Tennessee instead of sending straight shots. C is affiliated with a lot of dudes from 12 Anti, but it doesn't seem like he's willing to crash out like Digga has before. He used to move a little bit of weight in the streets to make ends meet, but C has never been a real violent dude making headlines for carrying machetes around. At this point, he's one of the most successful UK rappers of all time, and there's no telling how far he can take it if he stays focused on the music. He's already winning awards and breaking records, and if he keeps the pace up, he could become the first UK drill artist to hit the mainstream in America. And besides racking up huge numbers for himself, C has even bigger plans for the future. Last month, he told British Vogue that he wants to start his own label and give other artists the opportunity to pop off and make their own lane in the industry. What's even crazier about C taking over the game is the fact that he's still independent and doesn't plan on signing with a major label.
Yeah, he been
has a
independent for a
distribution
while.
deal to help release his new projects, but C still owns 100% of his music and has total control over his career. It's pretty rare for an independent artist to pop off and keep the momentum going. And the fact that he's the first UK rapper to hit 1 billion Spotify streams in a year proves that he's
His
doing
new
something
album's
right.
called Can't
A lot
Rush
of people
Greatness.
started calling C an industry plant.
It got a whole
after he
bunch
blew
of
up in
bangers on
2020,
that joint.
But after you learn about his backstory and how long he's been grinding, it actually took him way longer to reach the top than a lot of other artists. He almost gave up in 2019, but luckily he kept grinding and took UK drill to a whole new level.
Hold on, before you pay for yet.
Yeah, so that's Central Cee. Life story. He got the new album on. It's called Can't Rush Greatness. Say through with me, Can't Rush Greatness. I got a new camera coming in the way. It's gonna come in the mail. Subscribe. As soon as I can, I'm gonna go live. I'm dropping videos every day. Yeah, fuck with me.